In the next few minutes, I'm about to show you how to destroy the top 6 cold email objections. Because while it's super important that you know how to set up an infrastructure, how to build lead lists, and how to write scripts, because those all are going to get you a ton of positive responses, the problem arises when you don't know how to convert those positive responses into meetings booked, which is ultimately the main reason why you're running cold emails in the first place. So in this video, that's exactly what I'm going to be showing you how to do by mastering the responses to the top 6 most common cold email objections. If you're watching this and you're wondering, are these objections and the responses to these objections going to apply to my specific industry, to my specific situation, or to the specific prospects that we're reaching out to? This applies to every single industry. We run cold emails on behalf of dozens of clients across over 15 different industries. And these objections come up in almost every single campaign that we run, regardless of what we're selling and who we're reaching out to. So as long as you're using cold email, then you are most likely going to come across one, if not all of these objections. Now, the first objection is how much does it cost, or just anything that's related to the pricing structure or the investment that is involved with the thing that you are selling. And the way to respond to this is not by actually telling the prospect your price. What you need to do is be intentionally vague and just push prospects towards a sales call. So specifically, you can use this exact response. Our pricing really depends on your specific preferences and needs, so it would be best to get on a quick phone call to come up with a custom pricing structure that fits your business. This might not be a fit, and I know it's not the answer you're looking for, but let me know if this helps and if you're open to chatting. And then, if the prospect insists, because there are going to be times where the prospect is going to ask for a price, you are going to be intentionally vague and you're going to say that we don't really have one fixed price and it's really dependent on your situation, on your objectives, on your requirements. There are going to be times where the prospect is not going to take that as an answer. And if you don't give them some sort of a ballpark range of the investment that's involved, then they're just simply not going to get on a call with you. So in that case, you want to say something along these lines. Typically, our best performing clients invest anywhere between, let's just say, 1,000 and 2,000 every single month and see a 10x return in their first quarter. So you always want to attach that ballpark range, that initial investment that you're going to mention, with some sort of a result that they can expect as a result of investing. And then in order to give you a more precise number, or in order to actually tailor a package to your specific situation, it would be best to schedule a quick meeting to discuss your specific situation and objectives. Let me know if this is within your range and whether it makes sense for a quick call. Now, the reason why this response works really well is because when you give people a ballpark range or an average that your clients typically invest, it means that you can first of all disqualify prospects who are not willing or not able to pay that amount. And second, the prospects that you do get on a sales call, they're going to come to the call already knowing what the investment looks like. So as long as you convince them on your process and as long as they feel confident in your process, it's going to be a much easier close. Now, objection number 2 is, do you have experience working with businesses like mine? Do you have experience in our industry, with our specific situation, just anything that is related to that specific prospect? And the way by which you respond to this is by making it super personalized to what you can find on their business and then tying your offer to that specific thing. So for example, thanks for getting back to me, first name. We have a lot of experience working with niche companies. I just checked out your website or your company LinkedIn or whatever else you can find on the internet, and it reminded me of client X and client Y that we've already worked with and we've already helped. They had similarities like ABC. We helped them do deliverable 1 and deliverable 2, and we saw this amazing result. How does date work for a quick call to discuss further? So what you're doing right now is you're not only saying that we have experience working with companies in your niche, but you're also saying that this specific thing that I found on your website about your company reminds me of this exact same thing that another client that we've worked with already had. And we did exactly this for that client that led to this amazing result. So you're basically just handling the objection head on. You're basically saying that we do have experience, and specifically within your niche, these are the results that we've got. So you also have credibility within that niche. And you're going to see that this is a very easy way to get these kind of prospects on a sales call. Objection number 3 is, we've already worked with providers like you. We didn't get good results, or we had a bad experience. What makes you different? What makes you unique to everyone else? Now, the only way to respond to this correctly is by making sure that you already clearly know your unique mechanism, your USP, and what exactly makes your approach stand out from everyone else. And then you basically want to integrate that into your response. So specifically, you're going to say that the reason we started company name was because of the thing that you just mentioned. Okay, so the prospect might have said that we already ran cold emails before, but we had a bad experience because XYZ. Or we've already tried YouTube before, however, XYZ pain point and problem that we experienced. So in this case, you're going to say that the reason we started this specific company was because of the thing that you just mentioned. The right solution is custom and it requires X. But most companies, and likely the company that you already worked with, the provider that you already worked with, was only doing Y and Z. So they were basically missing this crucial component that we focus on. Now, our approach is specific thing about your unique mechanism, but don't give everything away. The right solution is dynamic enough that it requires a quick conversation to discuss your business and objectives. Would you be open to connecting for one this week? So what you're doing here in the last sentence is you're saying that the right solution for you is going to be custom. It's tailored. We're not using any copy paste templates like everyone else. In order for me to tell you exactly how we can help you, or even if we can help you, we need to hop on a quick call because the process is completely custom. So that's how you respond to prospects that have already had a bad experience with your specific kind of service. Objection number 4 is this is not the right time. So how you respond to this is by acknowledging their situation while leaving the door open and creating some curiosity as well. So specifically, you can say, no worries, I completely understand the timing isn't always right. Out of curiosity though, is this something you'd potentially be interested in exploring down the line, or is it just not a fit in general? Because a lot of the times you'll see that people might just say this is not the right time, but what they're really trying to say is I'm not interested. So you just want to clarify, is it a matter of timing, or are you just not interested in this specific kind of service? Now, if it's timing, when would make sense to revisit this? Because we've already helped companies like competitor or similar company. Now, this only applies if you've actually worked with a company in their industry, but we've already helped a competitor or a similar company achieve specific result in only time frame. So I'm happy to share how we could do something similar for you. Now, there's also a second way to respond to this objection if you want to be more direct, and that's going to be by saying, totally get it, out of curiosity, what would need to change for this to become a priority right now? So for example, if someone says, this is not really top of the list, this is not a priority right now, we're focusing on other aspects on the business, what would need to change for this to become a priority right now? I'm just asking because we've already helped companies in your industry, like competitor or similar company, go from pain point A that you know they're already experiencing to desired outcome in specific time frame. So I'd be happy to show you how this could apply specifically to company name. Now, objection number 5 is send me more information. I just need to think about it. Now, how you respond to this is you want to avoid the information black hole by qualifying and pushing toward a conversation. So all you can say is happy to send you more info, just so I can send you exactly what you're looking for and not waste your time. What specifically would you like to learn more about? Is it A, B, or C? Let me know and I'll send it over along with some case studies. So what you're trying to do here is basically understand the kind of information that they want to see. Now, this response works really well because what you'll notice is that a lot of the times when prospects respond with, I need to think about it or send me more information, they themselves don't really know what they want to think about or what kind of information they want to see in order to be more confident in your process or in order to get them on a sales call. So you need to specifically ask them, like, what are you looking for? Do you just want to know more about our process? Do you want to know more about our company and our experience? Do you want to basically just see case studies? Like, what exactly do you want to see? What do you want to know about our company in order to actually get on a sales call and have a proper discussion? So by doing this, you're going to avoid the back and forth of just sending people information, but then that information is not exactly what they were looking for. So then they ask for something else, and then you just have this back and forth up to the point where the prospect gets fed up, you get fed up, and then you just don't manage to get them on a meeting. Now, there's also a second scenario where people might ask for specific information, but they just ask for a list of 10 or 15 things that they want to know about your company, about your process, about your past results, about what you can do for them, about how your pricing structure works. So in that case, if the information is just simply too much and it would lead to you having to send them a massive essay of an email, then what you're going to say is, as much as I'd love to send all of that over, it would honestly just end up being a 5-page document that might not even be relevant to your specific situation. Would it make more sense to jump on a quick 15-minute call where I can answer your questions directly and we can figure out if this is even worth pursuing? And this happens a lot more often than you might think, where a prospect knows exactly what they want from you, but because they don't want to waste time getting on a call, they're going to send you a list of 10 different bullet points that they want to know about your specific service and what you can do for them. And in that case, it just doesn't make sense for you to provide that information via email, because when you do give them that information, it's only going to lead to more questions, more objections, or they're going to want you to clarify something specific about your process, about the specific results you help someone generate, and if you can actually get those same results for this specific prospect. So you never want to be sending people massive pieces of information through email. And in that case, you just want to say, look, as much as I'd like to send this over to you, it just would be a lot more efficient for us to get on a call. Just come prepared with your questions. I can answer everything for you exactly on the call. It's not going to be a sales call. Just come with your questions. We'll get through everything quickly just to figure out if this is even worth pursuing. And then that way, you're going to be able to get them on a call a lot easier than you having to send them all the information via email. And then you'll notice that you might not even get them on a call. Now, objection number 6 is we already handle this in-house. Now, how do you respond to this? You want to position your specific solution or your service. It doesn't matter if you offer a tool, if you offer a specific service, you have to position it as a complementary and not a replacement. So what you want to say is that's great. And actually, our most successful clients were already handling this in-house too. In fact, they still handle this in-house. What we do isn't meant to replace your existing team or your existing process. It just works alongside what you're already doing. So we handle this specific part of the process so your team can focus on what they are better at actually doing. So would it make sense to jump on a quick call to see if there's a way that we could support what you're already building internally? Now, it doesn't matter if this is actually what you do. It doesn't matter if you would ideally like to replace their in-house team. When a prospect says that they're already doing it in-house, it means that they're not looking to fire those people or to completely eliminate that process. So the best thing you can say in this case is that you don't even need to do that because we can add on to what you're already doing. If anything, we prefer that you already have a process because we can get all the different aspects of that process that are already working, and we could just add on to them and enhance what you're already doing. Now, there's also a second way to respond to this objection. If you want to be a bit more direct, and you can say, thanks for getting back to me. For some context, we're not looking to replace what you're already doing in-house. We work alongside internal teams to handle this specific function while they focus on other priorities. So for example, if you reach out to a prospect pitching something and they say that we already have a team doing exactly that, then you can say that, okay, your team does exactly that, but we can focus on this other deliverable in order to help you get even better results. Most of our clients already have in-house teams, but we're getting bottlenecked by this specific pain point or this specific frustration. Does that resonate with your current situation? So these are the top 6 objections that you're going to come across most often when you're running cold email campaigns. And you now have the exact scripts and the exact templates that you can just copy from this document that you can find down below in the description and just paste them into your campaigns when you want to respond to a prospect that gives you any of these objections. Now, one last thing that's really important to mention is that there are going to be times where you come across certain objections that I haven't mentioned in this video. When you do get an objection that I haven't mentioned in this video specifically, and you don't have the specific response, the only thing you need to remember is that the worst thing you can possibly do is try to bypass the objection to just get that prospect on a sales call. Whatever the prospect asks you, if you have case studies, if you've generated similar results for other companies in their industry, or just any sort of question or objection that you get that is related to your past experience, to your pricing, or to your process, make sure that you address the objection head on and just don't try to bypass it to get on a sales call. So that's that for this video. If you run a B2B business and you want us to come in, set up a cold email infrastructure for you that delivers qualified sales appointments to your calendar every single month, then just click on the first link in the description to book a call with me. And if you run a B2B business or a cold email agency, but you don't want us to come in and do everything for you, and you just want me to personally coach you and mentor you and show you how everything works, how to set up the infrastructure, how to build the lists, how to write the scripts, how to manage specific objections, then just click on the second link in the description, fill in the application form, and if we're a good fit to work together, then I'll reach out to you. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.